In a world where emotions often rise and fall like a roller coaster, finding inner peace can feel difficult. But Buddhism holds timeless wisdom that can help everyone, not just Buddhists, understand and manage emotions better. This journey is not about religion alone, but about knowing ourselves more deeply. Let's look at how Buddhist teachings can lead us toward calmness and peace, no matter what challenges life brings. Imagine a life where anger, fear, and sadness no longer control you, where you face life's ups and downs with a calm heart and a clear mind. This is the path of emotional balance and inner strength. It may sound hard to believe, but stay with me. There is no magic trick here. Instead, we will explore simple practices and ancient wisdom that anyone can use in everyday life. At the center of Buddhist teachings about emotions is one powerful idea: impermanence. This means everything, including our emotions, is always changing. When we understand this, we learn to experience emotions without being overwhelmed by them. So how do we practice this? Through mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. By calmly observing our thoughts and feelings without judging them, we gain space to respond wisely instead of reacting automatically. And here's the good news: you don't need to spend hours meditating in a monastery to benefit from these teachings. Simple habits, like taking a few deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed or pausing to notice how your body feels, can create a big change. So whether you are a busy parent, a stressed student, or anyone in between, remember that the path to emotional balance is open to you. Let's walk this journey together toward greater peace, one mindful moment at a time. Understanding emotions in Buddhism. In the wide range of human experience, emotions play a powerful role in shaping our thoughts, actions, and how we relate to the world. In Buddhism, emotions are not seen as fixed or permanent. Instead, they are understood as temporary experiences that arise and fade away, like clouds moving across the sky. At the core of Buddhist philosophy is the deep understanding that everything is impermanent, including our emotions. This key teaching is known as anicca, or impermanence, which reminds us that nothing in the universe, including our feelings, stays the same forever. Just as the weather shifts from sunshine to rain and back again, so too do our emotions ebb and flow, arising and subsiding in response to various internal and external conditions. This understanding of impermanence forms the cornerstone of Buddhist teachings on emotions, offering a powerful perspective shift that can profoundly impact how we relate to our inner world. Instead of clinging to pleasant emotions or resisting unpleasant ones, we are encouraged to adopt a stance of mindful awareness, acknowledging the fleeting nature of our feelings without becoming entangled in them. Central to this practice is the cultivation of mindfulness, the art of paying attention to the present moment with openness, curiosity, and acceptance. Through mindfulness meditation, practitioners learn to observe the arising and passing away of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment or attachment, cultivating a spacious awareness that allows for greater clarity and equanimity. In the Buddhist tradition, emotions are often likened to waves on the surface of the ocean, momentary disturbances that arise and dissolve within the vast expanse of consciousness. By learning to anchor ourselves in the depths of our being, we can ride the waves of our emotions with greater ease, knowing that, like all phenomena, they are inherently transient and insubstantial. But what about the more challenging emotions, such as anger, fear, and sadness? In Buddhism, these afflictive emotions are not viewed as inherently negative or bad, but rather as natural expressions of the human condition. Just as clouds temporarily obscure the sun, so too do these difficult emotions cloud the clarity of our minds, leading us astray from our inherent wisdom and compassion. The key to working with these emotions lies in the practice of mindfulness and compassion. Rather than suppressing or avoiding them, we are encouraged to turn towards them with an attitude of kindness and curiosity, exploring their underlying causes and conditions with a spirit of non-judgmental awareness. Through this process of self-inquiry and self-reflection, we come to understand the intricate interplay of thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that shape our subjective experience of the world. In doing so, we cultivate greater insight into the nature of our own minds, freeing ourselves from the grip of habitual patterns and conditioning that perpetuate suffering. In essence, understanding emotions in Buddhism is not about transcending or bypassing our feelings, but rather about embracing them fully with wisdom and compassion. By cultivating mindfulness, we learn to navigate the ever-changing landscape of our inner world with grace and resilience, finding freedom amidst the flux of experience. Cultivating equanimity through meditation. In the bustling chaos of modern life, finding a sense of inner calm and balance can feel like an elusive dream. Yet, within the ancient practice of meditation lies a powerful tool for cultivating equanimity, the ability to remain steady and composed amidst life's inevitable ups and downs. At its core, meditation is a practice of training the mind to be present and aware, allowing us to develop greater clarity, insight, and emotional resilience. One of the key ways in which meditation fosters equanimity is through the cultivation of mindfulness, the practice of paying attention to the present moment with openness, curiosity, and acceptance. Mindfulness meditation involves anchoring our awareness in the present moment, often by focusing on the breath, bodily sensations, or sounds in our environment. As we sit in meditation, thoughts and emotions may arise, pulling us away from our point of focus. However, instead of becoming swept away by these mental fluctuations, we gently acknowledge them and return our attention to the present moment, again and again. Through this process of sustained attention and non-reactive awareness, we develop greater resilience in the face of life's challenges. Rather than getting caught up in the drama of our thoughts and emotions, we learn to observe them with a sense of detachment, recognizing them as transient phenomena that come and go, like passing clouds in the sky. One of the most powerful practices for cultivating equanimity is loving-kindness meditation, also known as metta bhavana in the Buddhist tradition. This practice involves silently repeating phrases of goodwill and compassion towards ourselves and others, gradually expanding the circle of our compassion to encompass all beings. By cultivating a heart of loving kindness towards ourselves and others, we cultivate a sense of connection and empathy that transcends our individual concerns and grievances. This deepens our capacity for equanimity, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with compassion and grace, rather than reactively getting caught up in our own self-interests. In addition to formal meditation practice, cultivating equanimity also involves bringing mindfulness into our daily lives. This means being present and attentive in everything we do, whether it's washing the dishes, walking in nature, or engaging in conversation with a loved one. By infusing each moment with mindful awareness, we learn to cultivate equanimity in the midst of our everyday activities, finding peace and serenity amidst the busyness of life. In essence, cultivating equanimity through meditation is about learning to embrace the present moment with open-hearted awareness, regardless of its joys or sorrows. By developing the capacity to remain steady and composed amidst life's inevitable ups and downs, we discover a profound sense of inner peace and freedom that transcends circumstances. In the tapestry of human experience, attachment weaves a complex and intricate pattern, shaping our desires, fears, and relationships with the world around us. Yet, in the teachings of Buddhism, Attachment is identified as a root cause of suffering, a clinging to impermanent phenomena that inevitably leads to dissatisfaction and discontent. At its core, attachment arises from a fundamental misunderstanding of the nature of reality. We mistakenly believe that our happiness and well-being depend on external conditions, such as possessions, relationships, or achievements. Consequently, we cling to these transient phenomena, seeking security and fulfillment where none can ultimately be found. In the Buddhist tradition, the concept of non-attachment, or nekkhamma, is central to the path of liberation. Non-attachment does not mean renouncing the world or withdrawing from life's experiences. Rather, it involves cultivating a mindset of inner freedom and detachment, allowing us to engage with life fully while letting go of our fixation on specific outcomes or conditions. One of the key practices for letting go of attachment is mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and aware in each moment. Through mindfulness meditation, we learn to observe the arising and passing away of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without getting entangled in them. By cultivating a spacious awareness, we create the space to recognize attachment as it arises and to loosen its grip on our hearts and minds. Another essential aspect of letting go of attachment is developing wisdom, the ability to see things as they truly are. In Buddhism, wisdom is cultivated through the practice of insight meditation, also known as vipassana. This involves investigating the nature of reality with clarity and discernment, seeing through the illusions of the ego, and recognizing the impermanent and interdependent nature of all phenomena. Through the practice of mindfulness and wisdom, we gradually loosen our attachment to external conditions and identities, finding a deeper sense of peace and contentment within ourselves. We come to realize that true happiness does not depend on acquiring or achieving anything external, but arises from within as we learn to let go of our desires and expectations and embrace life as it unfolds. Letting go of attachment does not mean denying our emotions or suppressing our desires. Rather, it involves cultivating a healthy relationship with our thoughts and feelings, recognizing them as transient and impermanent phenomena that arise and pass away in the field of awareness. In essence, letting go of attachment is a journey of inner transformation, a process of releasing the grip of the ego and opening ourselves to the fullness of life. By relinquishing our attachments, we discover a profound sense of freedom and liberation, allowing us to experience each moment with clarity, openness, and joy. Compassion and emotional resilience. In the intricate tapestry of human emotions, compassion shines as a beacon of light, a guiding force that nurtures empathy, understanding, and connection with ourselves and others. Rooted in the teachings of Buddhism, compassion is regarded not only as a moral virtue, but also as a transformative practice that holds the key to emotional resilience and inner peace. At its essence, compassion is the recognition of the shared humanity that binds us all together, a recognition that beneath our surface differences we all long for happiness and freedom from suffering. This fundamental insight forms the foundation of Buddhist teachings on compassion, which emphasize the cultivation of loving kindness, empathy, and altruism as antidotes to the pain and isolation of the human condition. One of the central practices for cultivating compassion is loving kindness meditation, also known as metta bhavana. This practice involves intentionally directing thoughts of goodwill and benevolence towards ourselves and others, gradually expanding the circle of our compassion to encompass all beings. By generating feelings of love and compassion in our hearts, we cultivate a sense of connection and belonging that transcends the boundaries of self and other, fostering emotional resilience and inner strength. Compassion also plays a crucial role in the cultivation of emotional resilience. the ability to bounce back from adversity and navigate life's challenges with grace and fortitude. In the face of difficulties, it is often our capacity for compassion for ourselves and others that sustains us, providing a source of solace and support amidst the storms of life. Through the practice of compassion, we learn to meet our own suffering with kindness and understanding rather than self-criticism or judgment. We recognize that pain and hardship are inevitable aspects of the human experience, and instead of resisting or avoiding them, we approach them with an open heart and a spirit of acceptance. Moreover, compassion empowers us to extend a hand of kindness and support to others in their time of need, fostering a sense of interconnectedness and solidarity that uplifts and strengthens us all. By offering compassion to those who are suffering, we not only alleviate their pain, but also cultivate a sense of purpose and meaning in our own lives, deepening our connection to the larger web of existence. In essence, compassion and emotional resilience are deeply intertwined, each nourishing and supporting the other in a beautiful dance of mutual enrichment. As we cultivate compassion in our hearts, we discover a wellspring of inner strength and resilience that enables us to face life's challenges with courage, compassion, and grace. And in doing so, we not only transform our own lives, but also contribute to the creation of a more compassionate and resilient world for all beings. Overcoming obstacles on the path. Embarking on the journey towards emotional mastery and inner peace is not without its challenges. Along the path, we encounter a myriad of obstacles, internal and external, that test our resolve and resilience. Yet, in the teachings of Buddhism, every obstacle is seen as an opportunity for growth and transformation, a chance to deepen our understanding and strengthen our commitment to the path. One of the most common obstacles on the path to emotional mastery is the tendency towards self-judgment and self-criticism. As we strive to cultivate mindfulness and compassion, we may find ourselves grappling with feelings of inadequacy or unworthiness, doubting our ability to change or grow. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of self-doubt that the practice of self-compassion becomes essential. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a dear friend in need. Rather than berating ourselves for our perceived shortcomings, we learn to embrace ourselves with warmth and acceptance, recognizing that we are worthy of love and compassion just as we are. Another common obstacle on the path is resistance to change. Even when we recognize the need for transformation in our lives, we may find ourselves clinging to familiar patterns and habits, afraid to step into the unknown. Yet, it is only by embracing change and embracing the discomfort that comes with growth that we can truly evolve and flourish. In Buddhism, the principle of impermanence teaches us that change is inevitable and that clinging to the past or present only leads to suffering. By cultivating a mindset of openness and adaptability, we learn to embrace change as a natural part of life, allowing it to propel us forward on our journey towards emotional mastery. Moreover, obstacles on the path often arise in the form of external challenges, such as stressful life events, conflicts in relationships, or societal pressures that threaten to derail our progress. In these moments, it can be tempting to give in to despair or resignation, believing that our efforts are futile in the face of overwhelming adversity. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of struggle that our practice becomes most potent. By drawing upon the wisdom and resilience cultivated through meditation, mindfulness, and compassion, we find the strength to face adversity with courage and grace. We may stumble and fall along the way, but with each setback, we learn and grow stronger, inching ever closer to the peace and equanimity we seek. In essence, Overcoming obstacles on the path to emotional mastery is not about avoiding challenges or achieving perfection, but about embracing the journey with courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to growth. As we navigate the ups and downs of life, may we remember that every obstacle is an opportunity, a chance to deepen our understanding, cultivate compassion, and awaken to the fullness of our own potential. Embracing impermanence. In the intricate dance of life, change is the only constant. Seasons shift, rivers flow, and stars fade into the night, a ceaseless cycle of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. Yet, in the human heart, there often lingers a resistance to this fundamental truth of impermanence, a longing for permanence and stability in a world that is ever evolving. In the teachings of Buddhism, impermanence, or anicca, is regarded as one of the three universal characteristics of existence, alongside suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. This recognition of impermanence lies at the very heart of Buddhist philosophy, serving as a profound reminder of the transient and ephemeral nature of all things. Yet, far from being a cause for despair or disillusionment, the contemplation of impermanence is viewed as a gateway to freedom and liberation. For in acknowledging the impermanent nature of all phenomena, thoughts, emotions, sensations, and experiences, we are released from the grip of attachment and aversion that bind us to suffering. One of the key practices for embracing impermanence is mindfulness, the practice of paying attention to the present moment with openness, curiosity, and acceptance. Through mindfulness meditation, we learn to observe the ever-changing flow of sensations, thoughts, and emotions without clinging to or rejecting them. In doing so, we cultivate a spacious awareness that allows us to witness the impermanence of all things without getting caught up in the drama of our own desires and fears. Moreover, the contemplation of impermanence can serve as a powerful catalyst for living more fully and authentically in the present moment. When we recognize the fleeting nature of life, we are inspired to make the most of each precious moment, cherishing the beauty and wonder that surrounds us. Furthermore, embracing impermanence can bring a sense of freedom and lightness to our lives, as we release the burden of trying to control or cling to that which is inherently fleeting. Instead of resisting change, we learn to flow with the rhythm of life, embracing the ebb and flow of experience with an open heart and a spirit of adventure. In essence, embracing impermanence is not about denying the pain of loss or the challenges of change, but about finding peace and freedom in the midst of life's uncertainties. By cultivating mindfulness, wisdom, and compassion, we can learn to navigate the ever-changing currents of existence with grace, resilience, and an abiding sense of gratitude for the precious gift of each passing moment, transforming negative emotions into opportunities for growth. In the landscape of human experience, negative emotions often loom like storm clouds on the horizon, casting a shadow over our inner landscape and obscuring the light of our inherent wisdom and compassion. Yet, in the teachings of Buddhism, every emotional storm is seen as an opportunity for growth, a chance to cultivate greater resilience, understanding, and compassion in the face of adversity. At the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies the recognition that all emotions, whether positive or negative, are natural expressions of the human condition. Rather than viewing negative emotions as something to be avoided or suppressed, Buddhism teaches us to approach them with curiosity and compassion, recognizing them as messengers bearing valuable insights about our inner world. One of the key practices for transforming negative emotions is mindfulness, the practice of paying attention to the present moment with openness, curiosity, and acceptance. Through mindfulness meditation, we learn to observe the arising and passing away of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment or attachment. In doing so, we create space to explore the underlying causes and conditions of our negative emotions, uncovering the deeper patterns and beliefs that give rise to them. Moreover, mindfulness allows us to develop a more spacious and compassionate relationship with our negative emotions rather than becoming entangled in them or identifying with them as defining aspects of our identity. By observing our emotions with mindfulness, we can begin to recognize the impermanent and insubstantial nature of all phenomena, including our own thoughts and feelings, thereby loosening their grip on our hearts and minds. In addition to mindfulness, another powerful tool for transforming negative emotions is the practice of compassion, both towards ourselves and others. Rather than reacting to our negative emotions with self-criticism or judgment, we can meet them with kindness and understanding, recognizing that they are natural and inevitable aspects of the human experience. Moreover, by extending compassion to others who may be experiencing similar emotions, we cultivate a sense of connection and empathy that transcends our individual concerns and grievances. This deepens our capacity for resilience and fosters a sense of solidarity and support amidst life's challenges. Furthermore, negative emotions can serve as valuable opportunities for self-reflection and personal growth, providing valuable insights into our deepest fears, desires, and insecurities. By investigating the underlying causes and conditions of our negative emotions with wisdom and compassion, we can uncover the root causes of our suffering and begin to heal and transform them at their source. In essence, transforming negative emotions into opportunities for growth is not about denying or suppressing our feelings, but about approaching them with mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. By embracing our emotions as valuable teachers on the path of awakening, we can learn to navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and an abiding sense of peace, cultivating a community of support. In the journey towards emotional mastery and inner peace, the importance of community cannot be overstated. Just as a sturdy tree relies on its roots for stability and nourishment, so too do we rely on the support and companionship of others to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. In the teachings of Buddhism, the value of spiritual community, or Sangha, is held in high esteem, recognized as an essential aspect of the path towards awakening. At its core, a spiritual community is a place of refuge and sanctuary, a sacred space where individuals can come together to support and uplift one another on the journey towards emotional well-being and spiritual growth. Whether through meditation groups, study circles, or retreats, the Sangha provides a supportive environment in which individuals can deepen their practice, share their struggles and insights, and draw inspiration from the collective wisdom and compassion of fellow practitioners. One of the key benefits of cultivating a community of support is the sense of belonging and connection that it fosters. In a world often characterized by division and isolation, the Sangha offers a place of acceptance and understanding where individuals can feel seen, heard, and valued for who they truly are. This sense of belonging not only nurtures our emotional well-being, but also strengthens our resilience in the face of life's challenges, knowing that we are not alone on the journey. Moreover, the Sangha provides a source of accountability and encouragement, helping individuals stay committed to their practice and maintain their spiritual aspirations even in the face of adversity. By surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals who share our values and goals, we create a supportive network that empowers us to overcome obstacles and stay true to our highest ideals. Furthermore, the Sangha serves as a repository of collective wisdom and experience, offering valuable guidance and mentorship to those who are struggling on the path, whether through formal teachings, informal conversations, or shared practices. The Sangha provides a wealth of resources for personal growth and transformation, helping individuals navigate the complexities of the inner landscape with greater clarity and insight. In addition to its benefits for individual practitioners, the Sangha also plays a vital role in fostering a culture of compassion and service in the wider world. Through collective acts of kindness and altruism, Sangha members can make a meaningful impact on their communities, spreading the seeds of love and compassion far and wide. In essence, cultivating a community of support is not just a luxury, but a necessity on the path towards emotional mastery and inner peace. By surrounding ourselves with a supportive network of fellow practitioners, we create a fertile ground for personal growth and spiritual awakening, nurturing our hearts and minds with the nourishment of collective wisdom, compassion, and love. Integrating mindfulness into everyday life in the hustle and bustle of modern life. It's all too easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of activity, losing touch with the present moment and the richness of our inner experience. Yet in the teachings of Buddhism, mindfulness, the practice of paying attention to the present moment with openness, curiosity, and acceptance, is regarded as a powerful antidote to the stress and distraction of modern living. At its essence, mindfulness is not just a formal meditation practice, but a way of being, a way of bringing focused awareness to each moment of our lives, whether we are washing the dishes, walking in nature, or engaging in conversation with a loved one. By practicing mindfulness in our daily activities, we can bring more clarity, awareness, and happiness into every part of our lives. A key part of using mindfulness each day is mindful awareness, which means giving full attention to what is happening right now without getting lost in the past or worrying about the future. This practice involves gently noticing our senses, thoughts, and emotions with curiosity, observing both our inner and outer experiences with an open and fresh mindset. Mindfulness can also be added to daily routines through simple practices like mindful eating, mindful walking, and mindful breathing. When we pay close attention to the feelings of eating, walking, and breathing, we feel more connected to the present moment and develop a sense of calm and stability even during busy days. Mindfulness can also be practiced in how we interact with others, helping us build deeper understanding, empathy, and stronger relationships. By being mindful in conversations, we learn to listen more carefully, speak more honestly, and respond with greater care to others' needs. This creates a sense of harmony and connection in our interactions. Beyond personal well-being and relationships, bringing mindfulness into everyday life can also have a powerful positive effect on society as a whole. By building a culture of mindfulness and presence in our communities, we can create spaces that are more compassionate, strong, and inclusive. This helps bring greater harmony and cooperation among people and groups. In simple terms, bringing mindfulness into daily life is not about adding more tasks to our to-do list, but about developing a new way of being and meeting each moment with openness, curiosity, and acceptance. When we bring mindful awareness into every part of life, we begin to notice the beauty and wonder around us, finding peace and satisfaction in the present moment. The role of wisdom in emotional mastery. On the path to emotional mastery, the ability to understand and manage our inner world with clarity, balance, and strength is essential. Wisdom plays an important role by acting as a guiding light toward deeper self-understanding and freedom. In Buddhism, wisdom is seen as clear insight that comes from direct experience and deep reflection. It helps reveal the true nature of reality and the root causes of suffering. At its core, wisdom means seeing things as they truly are, not as we want them to be or how they seem on the surface, but as they really exist. This requires looking beyond appearances and clearly examining the deeper causes behind our thoughts, emotions, and life experiences. An important part of wisdom in emotional mastery is understanding impermanence, the awareness that everything, including our thoughts, feelings, and sense of self, is temporary and always changing. When we accept this truth, we loosen the hold of attachment and resistance that cause suffering, allowing us to experience more calm and balance as life changes. Wisdom also includes understanding that everything is interconnected. We are not separate or isolated, but deeply connected to one another and the world around us. This awareness naturally builds empathy, compassion, and kindness, as we realize that the well-being of others is closely tied to our own. In addition, wisdom means understanding suffering and its causes. It helps us see that craving, aversion, and ignorance are at the root of our unhappiness. By honestly examining these patterns, we can slowly release the habits and beliefs that keep us trapped in emotional pain, leading to greater freedom and inner peace. Wisdom also has a powerful effect on society as a whole. When wisdom is developed in our communities and institutions, it helps create spaces that are more compassionate, fair, and sustainable. This encourages harmony and cooperation among people and groups. At its core, wisdom in emotional mastery shows us the path toward deeper self-understanding, compassion, and freedom. By growing wisdom through mindfulness, self-reflection, and the study of spiritual teachings, we can begin to see reality more clearly and awaken the natural wisdom and compassion within us. Through the lens of Buddhist wisdom, we have explored the many layers of our emotional world. We have learned how to move through life's highs and lows with mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom as our guides. As we conclude this journey, it is important to remember that these teachings are not just ideas, but powerful tools that can transform our everyday lives, whether we are experiencing joy or facing difficulty. The teachings of Buddhism give us a steady foundation, reminding us to return to the present moment, accept impermanence, nurture compassion, and awaken the wisdom that already lives within us. As we continue to apply these teachings, let us also remember the value of community and the support of others walking this path with us. Looking ahead, may this wisdom continue to guide and inspire us on our personal journeys toward emotional balance and inner peace. May we live the teachings of mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom in our daily lives, bringing healing and positive change not only to ourselves, but also to the world around us. As we close, let us feel deep gratitude for sharing this journey together. May Buddhist wisdom keep lighting our path, leading us toward greater understanding, compassion, and freedom. I encourage you to carry a spirit of curiosity, openness, and kindness in how you relate to yourself, to others, and to the world. As you move forward, may you discover joy, meaning, and deep insight in the wisdom of the present moment. And now, this is where you come in, my friends. I invite you to join the Buddhism Insights movement and help us reach this meaningful milestone. By clicking the subscribe button below, you become part of a growing community of thoughtful individuals committed to personal growth, just like you. Let's create a future filled with wisdom, growth, and endless possibilities. Subscribe, like, and share, and together let's help wisdom and guidance rise to new heights.